Start the clock.
This is Valley View News.
It's 4 more years for Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa.
We're going to rebound.
A baseball league celebrates opening day.
A hungry child must eat.
And Los Angeles is a little less hungry thanks to the Bagel Brigade.
Good evening and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Tamara Tartier.
And I'm Gianna Gregorio.
Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa was re-elected to a second term in office. Valley View News reporter Gianna Gregorio has the details.
Hundreds of people gathered at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel eagerly waiting to find out if Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa is re-elected.
With the polls closing just minutes ago, the results are still pouring in. The room is quickly being filled with the supporters of the mayor.
The mayor ran against 9 other candidates. His biggest competitor was attorney Walter Moore. However, with Villaraigosa spending $2.9 million on his campaign, Moore was no match. Just before 11 p.m., the projectors show that Mayor Villaraigosa has won the race with just under 54% of the votes.
I stand before you all, humbled tonight, humbled by your support and your confidence.
He went on to say that the coalition established over the past 4 years has helped dramatically clean the streets of Los Angeles. He noted that crime in the city has decreased to its lowest level since the 1950s. The homicide rate in LA is at its lowest point in over 4 decades. The underlying message throughout the course of the night was clear.
We're going to rebound from this economic crisis, and we will emerge stronger than ever.
In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Gianna Gregorio for Valley View News. In addition to the mayor's elections, LA voters also decided several ballot measures. Valley View's Catherine Opitz has the results.
Voters in LA County were asked to decide about 5 proposed measures during the recent city elections. The most controversial of the issues on the ballot was Measure B, also known as the Green Energy and Good Jobs for Los Angeles Act. The proposal asked voters whether or not the Department of Water and Power should be required to generate 400 megawatts of solar energy by 2014. By 2020, the DWP wants to generate 10% of the city's energy needs through solar power. But several consulting groups estimated that the plan could cost Angelenos between $1 and $3.5 billion in taxes. Voter Julie Navarro says tax hikes are the main reason she voted against the measure.
Just for the simple reason that I don't want higher taxes. So I usually lean towards no on most of the measures if they're going to raise our taxes, because I don't see that most of our tax money is going to use like we voted.
Other voters, like Bill McKay, were influenced by the recommendations of major newspapers.
I support environmental issues. I'm not sure that's a great one. The LA Times didn't think it was either.
As of last Monday, the measure was narrowly defeated, but thousands of mail-in and provisional ballots still need to be counted. In addition to Measure B, voters were also asked to consider 4 other measures. One of the measures would allow the fire department to appoint an independent assessor. The assessor will oversee misconduct complaints against firefighters and civilian employees. Unofficial election results show this measure winning. 2 other ballot measures, one about firefighter pensions and one about benefits for disabled children of deceased firefighters and police officers, also passed. Voters rejected Measure E, a proposal to give businesses financial incentives for staying in the city. In Northridge, I'm Catherine Opitz for Valley View News.
The job market continues to decline. The unemployment rate nationwide hit 8.1% last month. That's a 0.5% increase from January. More than 2.9 million people were seeking jobs in February. In California, the unemployment rate stands at 10.1%. Also in Los Angeles County, the unemployment rate stands at 10.5% since the recession began in 2007. Nearly 4.5 million jobs have been lost. More than half the job losses have come in the last 4 months.
Warren Buffett says unemployment will likely climb a lot higher. He says the increase is dependent upon the effectiveness of the nation's policies. Buffett says the nation's leaders must support President Obama's efforts to repair the economy. He says fear is dominating Americans' behavior. Buffett says the economy has fallen off a cliff and has basically followed his worst-case scenario. But he says he remains optimistic over the long term.
The LA Times reports the weakening economy and the beefed-up security have discouraged Mexicans from crossing into the U.S. illegally. The decline is taking place from San Diego to Texas. The number of arrests of illegal immigrants has dropped to its lowest level since the 1970s. The LA Times reports the Border Patrol arrested under 200,000 illegal immigrants last year, a 24% drop from 2007.
Huge rebates and low interest rates weren't enough to lure car buyers last month. Overall sales in February were down 41% from a year earlier. Valley View reporter Geeta Kumar has the story.
Major U.S. and foreign automaker sales continue to stay in a slump. Last month, the industry suffered its worst sales month in more than 27 years. Compared to last year, General Motors sales tumbled 53%, Ford 48%, Chrysler 44%, and Toyota 40%. Automakers and analysts predict the sales will rebound in the second half of this year, but with the deepening recession, those predictions are becoming less certain. This dealership in Van Nuys, like others across the nation, has seen a dramatic sales decline in the past year. Finance manager Jeff Assad says it's a good time to buy a car if you can afford it.
Because of the situation, prices have gone down. Manufacturers put out a lot of incentives as well as the dealership. So, in times like this, you'll see, prices on everything go down as far as, on the cars. Definitely better deals.
Weak demand in the auto industry is causing automakers to seek federal assistance to get them through this downturn. GM and Chrysler, who have already received $17.4 billion in federal loans, is asking for another $21.6 billion. And Ford, who has not yet asked for federal loans, has requested a $9 billion line of credit in case its sales don't improve soon. This is Geeta Kumar reporting for Valley View News.
Merck will buy the Sharing Plow Corporation for $41 billion. The deal will make Merck the second largest prescription drug maker in the world. The drug manufacturer will eliminate 16,000 jobs, cutting costs by more than $3 billion. Merck says the deal will add to the company's business and give them access to new products. It comes amidst the slumming sales, intense competition, and pricing pressures in the drug industry.
It's out with the old and in with the new in Los Angeles when it comes to the city's parking meters. Valley View's Kara Lobes learned that not everyone is happy about it.
I don't know if I entirely trust it. I like the old-fashioned clunk of putting a quarter in.
I just like using quarters. That's easier.
The city has traded out most of these old-fashioned parking meters with new computerized ones. These parking machines have been placed about every 6 spaces. Customers need to take note of the number painted on the sidewalk next to their spot. Once they find a kiosk, they are ready to pay by card or coin. People can even pay using their cell phones and receive a text message when their parking time is almost up.
You can pay from a cell phone.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
But convenience comes with the price.
Well, it's $3 and you have to buy 2 hours, so that's kind of silly.
The prices have jumped from a quarter an hour to $1.50 here in Studio City and up to $4 an hour in parts of downtown. Although the parking pay meters are more convenient, it seems it's going to take this city a few more years to get comfortable with them. The trouble most people seem to be having is with remembering to pay in the first place.
I saw some sign, but I saw the meters were taken out, so I thought, and also it's like it's Saturday, 5 o'clock, I thought maybe I'd just be okay, and I kind of looked out.
It's something that you have to get used to. It's different.
This is all that remains of the old parking meters. So when you see a headless meter, look for a parking machine nearby. In Studio City, I'm Kara Lobes, Valley View News.